everyone, welcome to Working On It. I'm Dr. A and I'm a clinical psychologist aiming to make your life just a bit more manageable. Remember, the tools and the tidbits that you pick up on this channel are purely educational. They can't replace therapy, but with some practice they can help you along in your daily life. So let's get started. How's everyone's spring going, by the way? Did we like the cold to hot right away? I guess depending where you are, but where I am on the East Coast, it really went winter, skip spring, right to summer. So anyway, I hope everybody's spring is going well and you're spending more time outside. But let's get into it. Today we are going to talk about something that is surrounding us. Signs that we should stay youthful, we should stay young. It's every commercial is about hair and skin and anti-aging and anti-wrinkles. This video is going to be in that same genre of staying young, but mentally in a totally different way, because I am sure that you guys know some really young 20-something-year-olds that seem like they're 80, and I'm sure you know some older people, 70, 80, 60, higher, that are extremely young, younger seeming than those 20-something-year-olds, right? So youth, yes, has to do with age, but a lot of it has to do with a state of mind. And so we are going to talk about an easy way that you can really stay forever young, just like the song, right? We all want that. Let's be honest. We all want that. So let's talk about it. I'm going to tell you what I do in my life to keep that curiosity, to keep that youthful energy, and it really, really works. When we think about a child, a baby, somebody that's even in college, that part of our lives, the youth of our lives, a lot of it is about discovery and a lot of it is about firsts. So we're going to use that in our life, because what happens is when you're little, there are firsts all the time. Your first steps, your first time you read a chapter book, your first time you had a crush, all these kind of firsts. And then as you get older and have access to more things, you have much more ability to do new experiences and different experiences, you can kind of get, and most people do, jaded. That excitement that the firsts used to have gets so blunted up until the point where we're not even acknowledging it anymore. Everything becomes day to day, even the exciting, fun things. So I'm going to give you an easy way to keep us in that discovery first phase. Easy breezy. All I want you to do is just to start acknowledging firsts more. Like this weekend, there were a bunch of things that happened that most people would have just overlooked or been like, oh, that's nice. But instead, I made it a big deal. I'm like, no, this is the first time that we're here and blah, blah, blah. This is the first time that, we get to, let's say, this is the first time this year that we actually get to open all our doors and windows because it's so beautiful out, right? So you can go through life and just sort of acknowledge something, or a lot of times not even acknowledge it. Or you could have a very small pause and a moment of celebration in your head or whoever you're with and say, this is a first, right? It doesn't have to be a big hoopla thing, but just to acknowledge and be like, oh yeah, this is a first, and just be excited about it brings that youthful energy, that discovery energy into your body in the moment, into your life. And that's just one time. Now imagine you were doing that day to day. It really does keep you young to have more and more firsts. And the more you guys practice with this, the more you guys will more easily pick up on when firsts do happen and get excited with your partner or your friend. Be like, oh yeah, this is a first. It's going to more easily come to you. Now, I'm not saying there's going to be firsts every single day. I told you I had a bunch of firsts this last weekend that I acknowledged and was excited about that a lot of people would overlook. But today is, when I'm shooting this, is Thursday. It's Friday. Why? Today is Friday. And it's been 5 days and I hadn't had one first in 5 days. So I'm not telling you to delude yourself and look for it where it doesn't exist. No, I'm just telling you keep an eye open, and when you go out of the house or even in your home and have an experience, just try to look for, is there a first happening here? Maybe it's the first time you're trying a new restaurant. Maybe you're deciding to experiment. Maybe you've never tried, I don't know, a certain type of sushi before, and you're like, whoa, this is a first. Okay, this is what Dr. A was talking about. Okay, yeah, it is pretty exciting actually, right? Maybe it's the first time you take a different route home just because you want to have a first that day. So it could be really, really little things. For me, it's usually really little things, or bigger things like experiences. And instead of being like, yeah, that was a nice time, in your head, you could have a little party and be like, well, that was actually the first time that blah, blah, blah. We want in our lives to have these little markers and flags that we put up. Otherwise, it all just can become mush, and we can become blunted and jaded to even exciting experiences. So put up little flags in your life, celebrate the firsts, and watch how much of a youthful energy that brings into your life. Practice, 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 and it'll come easier and easier to you. If you do have a bunch of firsts, I would love to interact with you guys in the comments section. Comment below what your firsts were that week or in the last month, some firsts that you've had, and it'll get a nice conversation going, and other people will be excited to share their firsts as well. So let's interact. Again, I'm always open to new ideas about what you guys are wanting me to talk about and do, but come back next time. I put out a new video every Tuesday. Sometimes there's a skip here and there, but usually the videos will come out on Tuesday. Next time, we are talking about one of the ickiest feelings, which is jealousy, but I'm actually going to tell you how we could take jealousy and that ick and actually use it to our advantage and use it to benefit our lives. So come back and watch that next week. Until then, enjoy your firsts, share your firsts on here with me. You got this. See you guys next time.